So the NBA season just started, and the Spurs, and more specifically, Victor Wembanyama looks amazing so far. So Wemby has had like a 40 and 15 point game versus Dallas, and then like a 29 and 11 point game for the first two games of the season. So we are going to do. I don't even want to call this a rebuild. I would say this is more of, can we build just a powerhouse team and get Wemby a championship as early in his career as possible. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna look at how we can build this roster, and basically see. I don't know how many seasons we're going to play exactly, but we're going to see how many championships we can win in a short period of time with this Spurs team. So this obviously is not a typical rebuild. You obviously have the star centerpiece that you're going to build around, but you also have a ton of young tradable assets slash guys that are going to develop. So the main core of guys that I don't want to move from at all are, well, obviously Wemby staying no matter what, but Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper are the two other guys that I don't want to trade. So we're going to look at what we can get for other players. We're going to try to see what we can get for De'Aaron Fox. I do like this trade in real life, but obviously it's 2K. We're going to see if we can get something better for him. But yeah, I'm willing to trade Stephon Castle, but Dylan Harper is borderline untouchable for me. So we're going to see who all we can get. We're going to look at some of the trades. First and foremost, we're just going to see what we can get for De'Aaron Fox right now and see if that's something where maybe we can package him in some draft picks and maybe get a um, a player like Darius Garland possibly, who's maybe a little bit better. But yeah, we're gonna kind of look at who all of our options are. Um, the main thing is, well, right here, this is the type of trade that we obviously are not going to be able to pass up. We'll look and make sure there's nothing but okay, that was the last trade. So welcome Devin Booker. This is getting off to an amazing start. We're only about 2 minutes in, and we've already added Devin Booker to the Suns. Obviously, that trade would not go down in real life, but this is 2K, and we're here to build a powerhouse team. So we're gonna do that trade every day of the week. So Keldon Johnson's 26, and he's got a $17 million contract. If we can get somebody either younger on a rookie type contract, or somebody that fits the team really good, we will consider that. One guy I would love to pair with this team, and once again, they would not trade him in real life, but I would love to see what we'd have to give up to get somebody like a Chet Holmgren, for instance, and just make basically have Wemby at 7'4" and Chet at 7'1", 7'2", whatever he is. So let's just go and see if they're even willing to trade him for anything. Let's go to Thunder. So, oh, of course, only Wemby. God, that would be an awful trade. Trade Wemby for not only just a first round top 10 protected. Yeah, so that's definitely a no. Um, but other than that, I'd like to get off maybe Harrison Barnes' contract. Oh, of course, I hate how it does that. See what we can get for Mister. Did I throw him in that trade by accident? Didn't even realize. Oh, okay, we already got rid of Harrison Barnes' contract. Okay, good. Let's look. Okay, so we also got Kelly Olynyk. We'll see if he can get anything because he's got a 13 million. It's only a 1 year deal, so if we got to keep him, it's not the end all be all. Ty Jerome, I do like him for a backup point guard. We also could move Dylan Harper or Stephon Castle to backup point guard. Steven Adams, I don't mind that. I think we take this Ty Jerome trade. A good contract, 2 years, 8 million each year. We'll take that all day. So let's look at the team real quick. So we got Devin Booker, Ty Jerome, then we have Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper, and then Devin Vassell and Keldon Johnson. So the big kind of thing we're lacking right now is a power forward. I don't mind Sochan, but and Carter Bryant, I think he'll develop nicely for a backup small forward and possibly a starter one day. I just power forward is the one position that I think we could get better at. I'd like to keep Sochan, but yeah, I like the idea of Jaimez. we could move him to power forward, and he fits kind of the timeline of this team. Ooh, Rui. I think Rui might be the move, or Obi Toppin even. So Rui and Obi are the same age. Obi Toppin's on a 3-year deal though, and it's actually a pretty team-friendly type deal. I think we could add Draymond as like a championship type piece and go for it this year. I think we go for Obi Toppin though, so we're gonna bring in Obi Toppin. Let's go ahead and real quick so I want to bring him off the bench, which is fine. So Dylan Harper will be off the bench. So right now we got Booker, Castle, Vassell, Sochan, and Wembenyama, obviously. And then we got Obi Toppin, Dylan Harper, Ty Jerome, Luke Cornett, Jordan Goodwin. I'm not really familiar with him. My NBA knowledge has definitely went down the last couple of years. Um, so I honestly think we might just run it with this team. And then we'll see kind of if these changes are good enough. I mean, Wemby alone might be enough to push us to a title. So we're going to go ahead and sim to either the trade deadline, or if there's no trades, once we get there, we'll just go ahead and sim to the playoffs, basically. So we'll see you there. So we're at the end of the first season, and Wemby actually wins MVP. We got Cooper Flagg as the Rookie of the Year, Kevin Porter Jr. as the Sixth Man, and Wemby as the Defensive Player of the Year. So Wemby goes MVP and Defensive Player in the same game or same year. So that's huge. We did have a very good first season, so everything's looking solid. We are actually the 3 seed. We'll take a look at the standings. We ended up being the 3 seed with a 56-26 record. Obviously, we are off to a great start. The Devin Booker trade is obviously huge. We'll look at real quick they're not league leaders. So Wemby averaged 23, 11, 5, 2, and 3. That is an insane season. Devin Booker also averaged just a little bit more points than him, 23.5 with 6 assists. And then our third leading scorer was Stephon Castle, or actually, Dylan Harper actually was our third leading scorer with 14.6. Ty Jerome had 13.5. Vassell 13, and Castle 11. So we had 6 guys average over 10, and Obi Toppin was basically averaging 10. So huge, huge for the depth aspect. Ty Jerome is injured. He's going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks, so he'll be out for pretty much the playoffs. So we'll have to have, guys like Dylan Harper stepping up. But honestly, this is off to a great start. I think we'll have a chance to compete in these playoffs. I know Dallas has been really good in the Sims this year, so hopefully they can either get knocked off before we play them, possibly. So we'll start with game 1, and OKC takes that. I didn't realize we did get matched up with OKC in the first round, which kind of is not the most lucky thing for them being a 6 seed. So they had Shea Gilgeous with 29, J-Dub with 26, and Chet with 20. Then we had Wemby with 40 and 13. He's looking like real life, 5 blocks, and Devin Booker with 18. So they take game 1. Let's see if we can take game 2. We do. They take game 3 though. They take game 4, so we're down 3-1, and we get eliminated in the first round, upset by OKC, which OKC should probably not be the 6th seed. So we'll go ahead and sim this. It looks like Minnesota's beating Oklahoma City, and the Timberwolves come out as the NBA it's the Timberwolves versus the Cavs, and it looks like Minnesota beat the Clippers. OKC almost got swept by Minnesota. The Clippers almost swept Denver. Denver was an AC. That's kind of crazy. But yes, we have the Cavs versus the Timberwolves. We'll see who wins this. We have the Cavs winning with Jarrett Allen averaging 22 and 12 in the finals. That's pretty crazy. Almost 3 blocks, or I guess 2.3 blocks. So the Cavs win it in the first year. So we are going to get to the off season. This is where we can really make some improvements. Um, I don't even hate this stuff. Okay, so we're gonna go straight into the actual look at the player retirement, see if any big names. So LeBron retired, Chris Paul, Kyle Lowry, Al Horford, Eric Gordon, Brooke Lopez, Nick Batum, Russell Westbrook actually retires. Kevin Durant as well. This is a we're gonna we're gonna overturn Durant because I don't think he would actually retire in real life at this point. Is there anybody else that I don't think would? I don't think Paul George would retire either, so we'll bring him back. LeBron, I could see, but we'll bring him back as well. Just to, I don't, I think he would do a farewell tour this year if was retiring, so I'm sure he's coming back. The rest we'll leave the same. Brooke Lopez, he might end up playing more, but we'll just go ahead and leave that the same. Draft lottery, do we have any picks that are possible? So OKC might land the number 2 pick. That's kind of scary. And the number 4 pick. So let's just go ahead and see. So that was protected. So OKC ends up with the 6th pick. And we have pick 18, and that is our only pick. So we're probably going to just trade that pick, to be honest with you. There's no real incentive for, so this is an auto-generated draft class. I don't have it. I'd rather just trade and get actual NBA guys instead of trying to develop a fictional guy, basically. So we're going to see what we can get for that pick and maybe package like Vassell and the pick and just see if we can maybe get somebody an upgrade at the small forward position. So I don't understand Lowry Markkinen. They have him listed as a small forward. I don't think I'd want to play him at our small forward position. Alex Caruso, Moses Moody. So nobody that really stands out right there. Let's see. What about like Ty Jerome in that first round pick? Can we get anything decent for that? Any sort of upgrade? Dalton Connect. I don't hate that idea, but I think Ty Jerome is better, to be honest with you. Christian Braun. That's actually tempting. He is on a 5-year, $120 million deal, though, so I don't know if I like that. Buddy Hield's not bad. There's just nobody that's standing out that's like, yeah, let's go for them. I say, honestly, let's just wait until, let's see what we can get if we just trade the pick. If we can maybe pick up a rotational type piece. If not, I might just trade it for a future first so we can maybe stack and have a chance at landing a lottery pick in the future. So yeah, I didn't see anything. The Sacramento Kings first round, I will definitely take that. And then our second round picks, I could care less about. We'll just see if we can. We'll take Cleveland seconds for that. So we're just going to skip the draft completely. We'll go to team player options. Some of them I will do an actual draft class, but I don't like having to rely on someone else that made the draft class, and I'm not going to take the time to make one. So we lock Wemby and Stephon Castle up. Looks like Trae Young declined, James Harden declined, Austin Reeves is going to be a free agent, Hartenstein, and DeAndre Ayton. So some decent bench options. And yeah, we don't really need anybody there. So we basically have 30 million in dead, or 30 million held in our in cap hold, basically. So we can bring back Sochan, and I think everybody else we might just basically renounce rights on. I'm gonna see if I can just let somebody else negotiate for. It's not looking good that someone else is actually gonna do it for me. So let's take a look and see. He wants 19 million 3 years. That's honestly not that bad. So we'll sign that deal, and that's really all we're going to be able to do since we do not have a ton of money right now. So we're going to go to player progressions. This is the biggest part with a team like this that's younger and still developing. So Wemby goes up 2, Devin Booker actually goes up 1, Castle goes up 3, and the big thing is Dylan Harper goes up 7. So that's huge. Vassell actually goes down 1 at 25. I hate when that happens. But Carter Bryant, who is somebody we talked about earlier in the video, actually goes up to 76, and he's only 20 years old, so he could end up being a very good bench type piece for us. So I'm probably gonna look to trade Vassell. I just don't think we're getting enough from him. So we'll. I was hoping he was gonna go up a little bit that off season, and then we can maybe get a little more value for him. But we're gonna get into the start of the season and try to make some trades. We're just going to auto-generate the rookies again. But yeah, no, Wemby's obviously playing out of his mind. He's arguably already the best player in the NBA. I mean, I don't want to crown him that early, but if he continues this pace, I mean, he will probably end up winning MVP this year. I mean, obviously he's not going to be putting up 40 a game with 15 rebounds, but um, yeah, he is. He looks insane right now. It's just crazy how good he is already. And I mean, if he stays healthy, it's just scary. I don't even know I have a word for it, but let's see what we can get for the sell. Cam Johnson, I don't hate, but I just don't think he's who we want to grab right now. I just don't see anybody where I'm like, yeah, that's who we want to bring in. Kyle Filipowski, Desmond Bain. I don't think he's the guy that puts us over the edge. Zach Levine, that's a no-go. Aaron Gordon, that's not going to do anything for us. What about Vassell and Ty Jerome? I think we need that guy that just stands out, that is going to be a huge difference maker, and we have not seen that yet. And it's not looking like we're going to see it. What if we do throw in like someone like Carter Bryant? Because with him being a 76 overall at 20, he might actually have some real value. And I don't hate the idea of OG Anunoby. It's just we're talking about $42 million, and but we also do get a first round pick. I honestly think we might take this. Yeah, I think we're gonna take that. With the first round pick, and OG kind of gives us what we're missing, a defensive wing that can shoot. And then obviously Dylan Harper, Obi Toppin. The bench stays very similar, but adding Anunoby could be that final piece. Let's just look and see if there's anybody else we kind of want to move off of. So right now we're going Devin Booker, Ty Jerome, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper. I just wonder if I'm going to have to move off one of these, because I just feel like bringing Harper off the bench or bringing Castle off the bench is just not doing this team just. I wonder if we could trade. Okay, actually, I think I have an idea. We're going to try to make our own trade instead of relying on the trade calculator. And we're going to be willing to move off. We're going to be willing to move off Stephon Castle for this trade. Okay, so the money's not going to work, though, is the only issue. What is Chet making? He is making 42. Okay, so I guess OG would be really the only way we can make this work. And maybe we bring back Lou Dort. I honestly think we take this trade. We get Chet, which takes us from, as much as I like Stephon Castle, and I would not trade him in real life just because I think the contract aspect and everything and the development with him and Wemby and Dylan Harper together. Um, but putting Chet next to Wemby and still getting Lou Dort, who is basically a cheap version or a knockoff version of OG Anunoby. And then we also get Alex Caruso, who's a depth piece. And we might be able to trade him. We do give up Obi Toppin, OG, and Stephon Castle, but we only give up a second round pick. I was planning on having to give up some first. So I think we're going to actually take this trade. And that is kind of one of those team altering trades. So now our starters are Devin Booker, Dylan Harper, Chet Wemby, Alex Caruso, and then we have Lou Dort, Sochan, Ty Jerome, Aaron Wiggins off the bench. Let's see if we can change up a couple things real quick, though. Let's just check maybe who we can get for Lou Dort. If we could get the right trade for him, like Peyton Pritchard, I don't hate the idea of. I think he could actually be a solid backup point guard for us. And yeah, I just don't see anybody that I want for Lou Dort. And I mean, yeah, I don't know. I do think we need to get better at the small forward position, though. And there's just not a ton of options there. We could bring in James and run a very tall lineup, which I'm actually debating now because we get Davion Mitchell too, who would fill our backup point guard role, which would allow us to trade Ty Jerome. I think we take this trade and get James to run him. Now we basically need to trade Ty Jerome for, or let's see what we can get for Davion Mitchell. Because he's got a $12 million contract. It's only 1 year. They're both expiring. So if we can get something decent for him, I don't mind Malik Monk, but he is also got a $20 million deal, which I don't love. I honestly think that might be the best trade to go for. Because right now we're kind of in win now mode. How tall is Lou Dort? He's only 6'4". I thought Lou Dort was taller than that. But that frees us up to actually move off him if we want to. We need a small forward. We're not getting offered anybody that's like stands out. I do like this trade. They just keep trying to give me Peyton Pritchard, and I do want to take him, but just I don't know if it's the right move at this point. RJ Barrett, I think this might. Oh no, we're not giving up high mess for him though. Odds, Lou Dort and Malik Monk though. I don't really want Draymond in return, but Pods would be probably the best of the backup shooting guards that we've got offered. Do I want Peyton Pritchard more than Peyton Pritchard's on a really good deal though? That's the only problem with this. We take that and let's try to trade Ty Jerome now. So we have our backup point guard. We have our backup shooting guard. We have two decent small forwards. Could maybe use some backup size. So we'll just see what we get off for Ty Jerome. Basically, Jalen Smith is not a terrible option. Robert Williams is not a terrible option. He's on a good deal as well. 78 overall. What was Jalen Smith was more? Was it 76? I think. Don't mind Grayson Allen, but 18 million is a little too steep. I think we take, was it the Robert Williams I like? Yeah, I think we take the Robert Williams trade and bring in a backup center. So this is going to be the lineup. So we got Devin Booker at the starting point guard, Dylan Harper starting shooting guard, Jaimez as our small forward, Chet as our power forward, Wemby as our center, Peyton Pritchard as a sixth man along with Malik Monk, Robert Williams, Alex Caruso, Sam Hauser. I like this team a lot. I think we can make maybe a couple more moves, but I definitely think this team can win the NBA championship, and we are off to a hot start. So, win our first 5 games. We'll go ahead and cut to probably the end of the season because I don't plan on really making any trades. If we do, I will we'll bring it back for that. So we are back, and Wemby goes back to back for MVP, averaging 27, 12, or basically 28, 13, 5, 1.5 steals, and basically 3 blocks. Jaden Hardy wins Sixth Man of the Year. Victor wins Defensive Player, and Robert Dillingham wins Most Improved. And then De'Aaron Fox actually wins Clutch Player of the Year on the Suns. So that's where we're at. We had a very good season. Wemby is the first team. We are the number 1 seed, and we basically won 64 games, only lost 18. So we will. Let's take a look at the team stats. So Wemby averaged 27. Let's see, just the scoring leaders. D-Book had 22. Malik Monk actually averaged 16. Chet was 16. Dylan Harper with only 14. That kind of surprises me. Peyton Pritchard with 10. So once again, pretty decent amount of people scoring more than 10 points. So we'll see if we can win the title as the first seed. Let's go ahead and just sim the play-in. So we are playing LA in the first game. So we'll look at. So they have Luka, Colin Sexton. So they had Kristaps. So Kristaps and Luka are back together. So LeBron's gone, obviously. Not a very good team. I mean, it's really Kristaps and Luka. That didn't work out in Dallas for them. So we will see if we can get the sweep. In round 1, we win the first game. We'll actually look at the box score. Dylan Harper with 32 and 6. Wemby with 27 and 15 and 3 blocks. Chet with 26. D-Book with 20. And Malik Monk with 17. So whole team played very good in game 1. We take game 2. We take game 3. And we get a sweep in our first series. So we will be playing the Timberwolves, who went to the finals last year. So hopefully we can take them out. We win game 1. They take game 2. Let's take a look. So Anthony Edwards, Dante DiVincenzo, Naz Reid, Rudy Gobert, Julius Randle. It doesn't look like they made any changes to their team. It looks like pretty much the same team as real life. So they take game 2. Let's see if we can take game 3. They actually take game 3. So, and game 4. Let's see. So Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle are kind of spearheading their team. So Wemby had 31 and 8, and Dylan Harper had 22. Chet 18. D-Book was 16. We will simulate this one with Simcast. So we'll get to the fourth quarter and then we'll slow it down if it's close. Hopefully we can kind of take a commanding lead on this one. So we are up by pretty much 20 at the very end of the fourth, so we will take this game. And let's take a look at our coaching, our rotation, and see. So Malik Monk is hurt. That's probably part of the reason Alex Caruso is actually, or hurt as well. The rest of the team is looking very good, so let's see if we can end up coming back from on this series. We will simulate with Simcast again for this one. So we get out to a pretty early big lead. Let's see if we can keep it the rest of the game. We basically led the entire game. We are up by about 15 right now, and it looks like we are going to take this game and force a game 7. So let's see. It all comes down to this. Let's see if we can end up having the comeback and winning the series. We jump off to a big lead again, so it's looking good. Don't think we're gonna have to jump into this game. We are up by almost 30 points, so and we end up coming back and winning the series to play Dallas to go to the finals, basically. So let's see if we can pull this off. Let's see who they got on their lineup. They have Kyrie Irving. They actually added Bradley Beal, Anthony Davis, and Derek Lively. Derek Lively's up to an 83 overall. So let's see if we can get to the finals this year. We take game 1. We take game 2. Can we get the sweep? We take game 3. Oh, they do steal a game from us. It looks like if we do make it, we'll be playing Boston. Wemby wins Western Conference Player of the Year or Conference Finals MVP, and Jason Tatum for the Celtics. So we'll take a look at their roster real quick, see if they made any changes. Simmons, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Ronaldo Bledsoe. I'm assuming that's one of the random drafted players. So I think we match up very well. Obviously, Wemby and Chet are the strength of our team, so hopefully we can go ahead and get this win. They actually do take game 1. I think that's the first game 1 we've lost. They take game 2 as well. Let's look at our coaching and see if we have anything we kind of need to change. So Wemby, Chet, nobody's hurt. We'll simulate this one with Simcast. And let's see. So this looks like it might actually be a relatively close game. Well, actually, we jump out to around a 20-point lead, almost 30-point lead now. So looks like we're going to take game 3 by almost 40 points. We end up winning by, 43? So that's a huge win. Simcast has been much better than the actual sim, so we're going to continue to sim with the Simcast. They jump out to an early lead, and they are up by 9 right now. Looks like it might be a back and forth one. So with 3 minutes left, we take a 3-point lead with 1 minute left. And let's watch the end of this one. We got 30 seconds left. We have a 2-point lead. Let's where is choose sides. Here we go. Let's change the camera on this real quick. All right, so we have the ball and a 2-point lead with 26 seconds left. And I do not know why we don't go to Wemby, but we get the score. So we go up by 4. They're going to call a timeout. Let's see if we can. It's looking like this might end up turning into free throws if they don't hit a shot right here. So we will see if we need to sim or go back to the Simcast. We will, but let's see if we can get this W and tie the series. So obviously Wemby guarding the inbounder. They will probably be looking for Jason Tatum. Actually go to Derek White, and honestly, they're just wasting time right now. Simmons, and he hits the 3, so we have a 1-point lead. We're going to have to hit our free throws. We go to Devin Booker. I think that's the right person to shoot these. Devin Booker is actually wearing 22. I don't know how I feel about that. It looks kind of weird, honestly. Probably should have got it maybe a little closer to the end of the game, but at the very end we see see what happens. So basically, as long as we don't give up a 3, we should be getting out of here with a win. Jason Tatum is actually hurt too, so that could play a factor into the rest of the series. We end up winning it, and we're up by 3 with the ball. So let's just go ahead and simulate these free throws, and let's get out of here. So we tie the series 2-2. 9 VC. And we take game 4, and we will simulate with Simcast since this is a elimination game for them. Let's see if we can get out of here with a W. And we go up a lot, so it is looking good. It looks like we're going to win our first NBA title. We win by 20. We get the title, and Victor Wembanyama wins Finals MVP, averaging 32, 15, 4, 2, and 2. That is awesome. So let's we will run it maybe one more season. We'll just see how this one goes. But yeah, we'll run it one more season, see if we can go back to back, and then we will most likely call it a video. We'll make this one kind of quick since we have built a championship team, but we do kind of want to see, was it a 1-year wonder, or can we continue that success and go back to back? So, and we actually have the chance. I don't know if that's protected, but we might end up landing 2 lottery picks if either of these aren't protected. So, and we land the first overall pick after winning the championship. That is absolutely insane. We will most likely be trading that pick, and we will see if we can do something crazy and maybe just add somebody insane. So let's just simulate to the NBA draft, see who we can get for the first overall pick, and let's just make this team even crazier. We also got pick 13 and pick 21. Dyson Daniels. Oh man, that might be the one right there. Jaden Sharp, I don't hate that either. Zubac, I don't mind that. We also get Kevin Porter, and all we give up is Alex Caruso. We are probably going to take this, but let's just see if there's anybody we can pair. So right now we'd have Devin Booker, Peyton Pritchard, Dylan Harper, Malik Monk. So it'd basically be Dylan Harper and Dyson Daniels. Unless we want to play Dyson. We could play Dyson at the 3, actually. That might be what I end up doing. Because he is 6'7". I don't know. Let's see if we trade. Oh, he's not under contract, so we can't try to trade him. What if we trade Malik Monk in the first overall pick? See what kind of offers we get for that. We could get Josh Giddey. I think just the Dyson Daniels trade was better than that, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think we just take Dyson Daniels straight up. We also get Kevin Porter back, and we get off Alex Caruso's contract. So there's a couple wins in there. I mean, this obviously isn't going to go on long term. So Dyson, yeah, he's 6'7". I think we can play him at small forward because Dylan Harper is obviously not coming off the bench at this point. The bench is looking amazing though, and that will Jonathan Isaac. He's only 73 overall. He is one of the biggest. I don't want to say bust, but like guys that I thought were going to be really good in the NBA that just did not pan out the way I thought they would. So that's kind of sad for him, I guess. But so basically, with our other picks, maybe a backup power forward, and then maybe trading Robert Williams for a better backup center. Let's try to trade Aaron Wiggins. Oh, shit, crap. I don't hate the idea of Patrick Williams, but I just don't know if he's like really the guy we want. Jalen Hood-Schifino. That's another guy. I'm an Indiana Hoosiers fan, and I thought he was going to be a pretty good NBA player, but he is not. I mean, he hasn't really got a chance to be fair, but um, yeah, I thought he would be a decent NBA player once he developed. And when he got drafted by the Lakers, I thought he might get his chance a little earlier, but um, yeah, he is not panned out. We're going to take this trade for Nick Claxton though, and bring in a great backup center, and now we can trade Robert Williams in the 21st, and let's see if we can get a better backup power forward. They list PJ Washington as a small forward. That's interesting. Seems like they list a lot of guys as kind of weird positions, and maybe the teams change them. I'm not for sure on that, but I saw Jimmy Butler on one of the rebuilds I was doing off camera as just he was listed as a power forward. So I don't know if that's the team changed him or if that's actually what he's listed as, but it seems kind of weird. Let's uh let's just look at power forwards and see who's somebody that we'd want as a possible backup. Ron Holland, maybe? I want somebody decent, but I don't. It obviously doesn't need to be the craziest. We're coming off a championship win. What about Kyle Filipowski? We could bring back Sochin. No. Buzelis. Not looking like we're really going to be able to get anybody. So I think I'm just going to trade these picks for future picks. And then if we need to make a mid-season trade, we can do that as well. So we'll go straight into the team player options. Need to obviously lock up Mr. Dylan Harper. It's kind of sad that we haven't got to spend any of our money in free agency because we basically had to sign the guys that we have. Wemby, I think I might let somebody else negotiate for me on him. And then I think Jaime should be restricted as well. So we'll renounce rights on everybody but James and Giannis, or Victor Wembanyama. So we are giving him a 4-year, $200 million deal. He is worth every penny. We just won our first championship because of him. So obviously we pay him, basically give him a blank check at this point. 3 years, $19 million. That's a really team-friendly deal, so we will take that as well. But yeah, that's basically the only two moves we really need to make is just bring those guys back. Dylan Harper only goes up 3. I was hoping he'd possibly go up a little bit more. Dyson Daniels also went up 3, and everybody else stayed basically the same. Yeah, or I guess Wemby went up 1. Thought he'd also be a 99 by now, but I guess not. Devin Booker stays a 92. We will go over to the roster real quick, and we are going to change Dyson to a small forward just so it doesn't mess up our rotation. I know, and he's more of the type that can actually play point guard, but we're gonna run it that way just to get guys on the court because we don't want Dyson or Dylan Harper coming off the bench. So we're going to basically play both of them. So we'll auto generate rookies. I think this is going to be the last season. Let's see if we can go out going with back-to-back NBA championships. The team got better and we won a championship last season. So obviously I messed up the chemistry a lot. We could have just ran it back, but I always want to try to make the team better or just, get new faces on the team. So let's real quick before we start the sim, we'll look at the rotation. So we have Devin Booker, Dylan Harper, Dyson Daniels, Chet Holmgren, and Wemby. That is an insane starting five from where we started. And then we have a very good bench as well with Peyton Pritchard, Nick Claxton, James, Malik Monk, and Robert Williams, as well as guys like Kevin Porter, Aaron Wiggins, and Torian Prince, who aren't even playing on this team. So this team's obviously um, looks absolutely insane. I was hoping we'd start on a really, really long win streak, but looks like we're only going to drop one game. So we start off 10-1, but we will. We're just going to go to the end of the season. We're not going to make any mid-season trades, and we will see if we can get a second title in a row. So we are back with more of the same. Wemby wins his third MVP in a row. He also wins his third defensive player in a row. So this entire series, it has been Wemby, MVP, and defensive player of the year. So that is huge. We obviously win coach of the year and executive of the year as well. We have Wemby with the first team. Do we have anybody else? We do not. So we land the first seed, and this is by far our best season. Honestly, the sad part is I'm still a little disappointed, and we won 71 games. I was hoping, like at one point, we were like 30-2. So I was really hoping we could kind of finish out at that same rate and only lose like 6 games, but we still end up winning 70 games. So I'm obviously not going to complain about that, but would have been kind of cool. I thought it might be my best rebuild ever, so I was really excited about that. But let's look at the player stats. So Wemby averages 29, Devin Booker with 23, Dylan Harper 17, Chet with 16, Malik Monk with 12, Peyton Pritchard with 10. Dyson Daniels only averages 6, but he averages basically 2 steals and 4 assists and 5 rebounds. So kind of a Swiss Army knife type player. But yeah, we're going to simulate the play-in, and we are facing OKC. So hopefully we can get revenge from the first season when they knocked us out in the first round, and maybe possibly get a sweep. So we win game 1, we win game 2, we take game 3 as well, and we get the sweep, and we get them back from knocking us out in our first season. If it wasn't for them, maybe we'd have be on route to our third champion. Oh, I just accidentally almost sim playoffs. So we take a 3-1 lead versus the Timberwolves, and we take that to go to the conference finals. So let's see who we're going to play. We are going to play Dallas, and then on the eastern side, it's Boston versus Toronto. Now, I will say Toronto was our kryptonite in the regular season. I think they beat us both times we played. So I honestly kind of hope it's Boston, but we will see. Let's see if we can take out Dallas first. They take game 1, so when we take game 2, they actually take game 3. We take game 4. They take game 5. Oh my God, we might actually not. We might end up actually losing this series. So we take an early game lead. We're sitting around up 10 or so. We're kind of stayed around up 10 the entire game. Looks like we are going to force a game 7. So this is huge for a shot at the another championship. So let's see. We take an early lead in game 7. And it's actually a relatively close game. It's a little bit back and forth right now. They take a 3-point lead or so, and we go up at the very end of the game. Can we close it out, though? We are up by 8. Looks like we are going to the NBA Finals. Wemby wins Western Conference Finals MVP, and Jason Tatum. I think that's the exact same as last season. We have the same finals matchup as the Celtics, or with the Celtics this year. Let's look and see if they made any additions to their team. Looks like it's the exact same team. Bledsoe did go up in overall. I think he was only a 73 or 6 last season, so we'll be playing them. Let's see if we can win back-to-back titles. We take game 1 and game 2. Can we get the sweep? Game 3, oh, they do steal a game. and we take game 4 and go back to back with the Spurs and Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama wins back to back Finals MVPs this season, or this Finals, averaging 27, 8, 3, 1, and only one block. That's kind of surprising, but it was a short series. So, um, but yeah, Wemby was obviously great for us in this. We go back to back. We win 2 titles, and let's just take a final look at the final roster before we end it off. This was one of the more fun ones. Wemby's obviously one of the most fun players in real life to watch, but also to use in 2K. I mean, he's obviously insanely dominant. This one is obviously not the hardest rebuild because of him, but I do think we put an amazing team around him. So obviously, our first trade that we made in this episode, or in this video, was adding Devin Booker. Peyton Pritchard was a great backup point guard. Dylan Harper obviously developed amazingly at 22 years old. He's only a 90, or he's already a 90 overall. He was obviously huge. Malik Monk actually played a big part in both finals. So that's another player who only an 80 overall, but played amazing. Dyson Daniels did not fit at the small forward position. I think if we'd maybe made a different move, this season we might have won, only lost like 8 games or so. So that was a little disappointing. Jaimez obviously played great in both finals runs. Chet was amazing. And then obviously we have Wemby backed up by Nick Claxton and Robert Williams. So this team obviously was really fun to put together. If you guys liked the video, please give it a like. And in the comments, let me know if there's any moves that you disagreed with, anybody I passed up on that maybe I should have got. And also let me know if there's any teams you want to see me rebuild, whether that's current or any maybe legendary scenarios. I'm looking at maybe doing a Dallas Mavericks Steve Nash one. I think we talked about that in our last rebuild. Maybe a 2016 Lakers before they make the trade, before LeBron joins them, basically, when they had like D'Angelo Russell. Let me know if you'd be interested in seeing either of those ones, or if you had any other ones that you think would be a better idea. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and please give me a subscribe.